Welcome to an action-packed edition of 302 Sports Weekly. Benny Pinella, alongside my mustachio brother-in Pat Garriani.
Thank you, Benny. Feeling good tonight. Feeling good. The stash is feeling great. Ready to rock, babe. Ready to rock.
The upper lip power rides true with Pat Garriani. So we welcome you to another edition of 302 Sports Weekly. Action-packed show, as I said. Summer is in full gear. We have tournament time across all of the major Delaware sports. We also have a preview of their tournament fields for softball. We're going to look at baseball, lacrosse, and girls soccer, and we'll keep you up to date with the local college athletes as well as news around the world of Delaware sports. And we're joined by a local rugby team.
Yeah, the Delaware Black Foxes, Benny, is a program that you're familiar with. And if you really are feeling frisky, add us on Snapchat, sports_302, because we'll be getting that thing started up here pretty soon.
Feeling frisky, add us on Snapchat.
That's it.
All right, time to take a look at the world of lacrosse. From 4 to 3, Alpo did the same from 5 to 4. Cape Henlopen slipped 2 spots. Archmere staying pat with St. Andrews as well. Dover, Friends, and MOT Charter.
That was a game, I believe, that we streamed on 302 Sports. Jack Dennis scored 4 goals. The Vikings took the Henlopen North title in that game. However, they fell. Immediately after that, number 5, Apo defeating number 3, Cape 10-9 in that one. Connor Garrison, 4 goals as Apo got his signature win as the state tournament approaches. Always good to win against quality opponents like that. Really, you talk about upcoming games this week. You like to highlight those. There's really none. The regular season ends on Saturday, and the brackets will be released on Sunday, so keep an eye out for them.
Let's keep your eye out for the brackets. Of course, keep up with us on social media as well. Let's start the conversation, Mike, by talking about that Cape Henlopen team. Kind of confusing as to where to put them because they go and they make a big upset. They beat the number 2 team, and then they fall to the number 5 team at Archmere. What are your thoughts on Cape Henlopen?
Well, they played Salesianum, another game we had on 302, and it was 18-1. So they're
a tough team to judge.
Yeah, I think with the CR game, that's such a big rivalry downstate, that Cape CR. So there may be some emotion playing into it. And I think Apo really turned it up at the end of the season. And Apo's a traditional power in lacrosse. So I'm not sure what the Sally's law says about Cape. But I think that CR game, 2 very evenly matched teams, and I think Cape on the road, title on Henlopen North title on the line. And it's a good team. Maybe that is more emotions than anything else, but there's some good teams down there with CR and Cape leading the way. Dover also a pretty good team.
And I think a lot of those teams that are bunched in that 2 through 5 area are all very evenly matched teams. I mean, one team can beat another team at any given time. One team that looks like they're maybe a step ahead of everyone is Salesianum, Jason, and they beat a nationally ranked team over the weekend, and they're playing the best lacrosse they've had heading into the tournament, which is a good sign for the Sows. How do you slow this team down? Can you slow this team down?
I thought CR had good strategy against the Sows last night in a game that was suspended in the 3rd quarter and will resume tomorrow. We streamed the game.
Right.
Me and Nick were down there, and what CR did was when they got the ball on offense, they controlled possession, and when you have possession, that's your best defense against a team like Sally's who scores a lot. Don't let them get the ball. So I think against Salesianum, one of the best ways to slow that offense down is don't let them go on offense. Control the possession while you're on offense, and don't turn the ball over. Sally's capitalizes on your turnovers, and they'll make you pay quickly if you turn the ball over.
Sally's one of the top teams in the nation, as we've mentioned. DMA, they've been on a little bit of a roll. They're a team that's kind of working their way up the top 10 a little bit, moving up to the 3 seed after a strong week. Can they make some noise in this tournament, Mike?
Yeah, I looked at their schedule today. They have wins over Apo and Dover this year, so they've beaten some good teams. They reached the 2d round of the playoffs last year, so they have some playoff experience. The team that could easily reach the semifinals. Really depends on matchups and where do they get. Can you avoid a Cesar Rodney in the quarterfinal round or Salesianum in the quarterfinal round? I don't see why DMA can't get at least to the semis. Maybe they can pull off an upset over a CR. I think trying to ask anybody to beat Salesianum is a tall order, but I don't see why DMA can't get to at least the semis this year.
Apo, Jason, had a good week, right? They've had some big wins. They defeated Cape, they defeated Archmere in the last 2 weeks. Are they a team that maybe can make a run? They've been a team in the past that's been there with Cross Ferreira back in the days in the past. Are they a team that can finally maybe get over the hump and earn that big signature victory in the tournament?
Yeah, they're a young team, and so at the beginning of the season they struggled a little bit. They also played a lot of out-of-state competition early in the schedule. They're on a roll now. That win over Cape has to give them, and Archman, two teams that are normally very good and were good this year. Those wins got to give them some advantage going to the tournament time because they know they can play with Archman, they know they can play with Cape Henlopen, and they know they can play with these teams. It's got to give you confidence with that tournament rolling around. That's why I like those games late in the season. Play those good teams late in the season. It kind of gives you an idea of where you are come tournament time.
Well, speaking of tournament time, girls tournament's on right now, and the first round of games will be played tomorrow. Some awesome matchups for folks. Number 5 Polytech is going to host number 12 Lincoln Charter. Tower Hill hits the road against the number 16 in Dover. Appo and Newark Charter, and St. Andrews and Padua. And going from top to bottom, you see Padua is going to be able to, or Cape Henlopen will face the winner of St. Andrews and Padua. Wilmington Charter Polytech will go on to face Archmere. Tower Hill and Dover will face Ursuline. And Appo and Newark Charter are awaited by St. Mark's in the second round. All those games will be determined at sites on Tuesday. Looking at those matchups, Mike, which one is the most intriguing to you in the first round?
Well, I'm going to be at Padua St. Andrews tomorrow, but the one I like is this Dover Tower Hill matchup at Dover tomorrow night. Dover's 11-4. They're not one of the traditional lacrosse powers in the state, and that's a tough conference they're in that Henlopen North. But I like to see what Dover can do against a more traditional lacrosse power like Tower Hill. So I think that's going to be a good matchup. Dover has wins over St. Andrews, Appo, and Newark Charter, so they've beaten some good teams. And then 3 of their 4 losses were by a single goal. So that's a team that's kind of flown under the radar, and I think it's going to be a good matchup, a good test for Dover to see if that 11-4 is legit or is it something they've beaten some good teams. The only team that really beat them was Cape Henlopen, and Cape beats just about everybody. So.
It's a quick tournament day, only lasts a week long. State championship will be next Thursday, the 24th, and you can catch that on the NFHS network. We'll be streaming it for them. Is there a second round game, right, where a team could potentially pull an upset off of one of these top 4 seeds?
Yeah, I think the Polytech Archmere, that's probably 5 versus 4, so I mean, you really call that an upset. Seating-wise, it is. Polytech is one of the better teams from the Henlopen North. They're a real good team, so is Archmere. The difference is Polytech's got to come up here and play Archmere on their home turf at 11 o'clock, but I think if any team can pull an upset in that second round, it's Polytech.
Now, a lot of people sometimes when it comes tournament time, and this will be our final question before we go to break, a lot of people tend to look at these tournaments and say it's just going to go chalk, number 1 seed. Is that the case for this tournament? Because there's some good teams there. Like,
well, I agree with Jason that Polytech has a real shot against Archmere. Archmere's a really good team, don't get us wrong, but Polytech is a traditional power. Other than that, looking at the Cape Henlopen is a juggernaut, and whoever wins that game tomorrow night, the Padua game, they're going to have to play the game of their lives to beat Cape. And looking at the other ones, is it possible Dover could get by Urson? It's possible, but I like the 2, 3, and 4. I like chalk in this one. I think that's the way it's going to go. With possible exception, like Jason mentioned, the Polytech and Archmere. Sorry, Alex, just not trying to be truthful here.
Mike's calling chalk. Well, you, of course, will be able to watch everything on the NFHS network. Now, Thursday is when everything will go down with the tournament, the state championship, powered by 302 Sports on the NFHS network. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, the Delaware Black Foxes will join us on 302 Sports Weekly.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you, for all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvement's pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroup.re.com.
Welcome to Hooters. Have a seat wherever you like.
Hooters of Newark is located at 136 Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware. Come in day or night to watch your favorite teams and sports on our many TVs. It's a great, fun-filled environment that is kid-friendly. Our craveable food menu has all the appetizers, burgers, salads, tacos, seafood, you name it, as well as our world-famous Hooters wings, which are the official wings of 302sports.com.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lowest, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
Military wife, I love helping our airmen and men.
Run that play so they can tell us why that's sports.
I promise you.
And then someone jumps and gets us at the end.
Yeah, we don't do that.
What's your highlight?
When we kick?
Yeah. Somebody kicked it.
First time auto.
He's gonna play it on the big screen in a second.
White wire?
As long as there's no camera evidence.
Brian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Uniquely opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools, promote your business, gifts for your employees and clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction.
No
in the Milkwood Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway.
You need like the hooked on phonics right here, like, you know. Should it do like speak and spell for somebody? I don't know. Like,
Now we got that dragon speech.
Oh man.
What's dragon speech? Is that an app?
Does a dragon speak for us? It does. It's like a little like purple dragon just pops up. Catch me! You gotta catch me! I never learned to read. Oh man.
Dover Federal Fair.
And welcome to 302 Sports Weekly. Benny Pinella joined on set by Delaware's rugby team, the Delaware Black Foxes. Joining me, Ian. There we go. Joining me, Ian Ferguson, Pierce Armstrong, Bill Bowman, and Joe Pontac. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, rugby, it's an under-the-radar sport. Not a lot of people understand it, but it's growing in the U.S., gaining popularity. Give us a bit of a crash course. You can go around the room here, if you could. What is rugby?
I think the best way to describe it is like no pads football. So there's a lot of differences, but it's actually the sport that football originated from. So it's a lot of high contact, but you have to play offense and defense, and they play it all over the world. And like you said, it's gaining traction. So that's basically rugby in a nutshell.
I agree. I mean, it's basically lions versus lions. It's, I mean, there's no matter how big the guy is, no matter how small the guy is, it's your heart that determines a rugby player. I mean, it's
lions versus lions.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at football, I feel like you got like elephants, you got all kinds of animal kingdom out there. But with rugby, you have guys that are like
we got house cats too.
Yeah,
Domestic short hair.
No, I don't know. Whenever anybody asks me about rugby, I only really tell them two things. You can't block downfield, and you can't pass forward. Everything else, you're passing a ball, you're trying to get to the try zone or rugby's end zone, and you tackle people.
And Pierce?
The best way I normally describe it, and that it's usually pseudonym for, is a mixture between football and soccer. It's definitely a non-stop game. You have to have conditioning at levels similar to soccer, but the physicality level is a lot similar to football. Normally you're going into games kind of injured now and again. Not necessarily like it's a normal thing, but it's definitely a brutal sport that it's not for the faint of heart.
It's certainly one of the tougher sports out there, but one that is very exciting. What goes into playing rugby? Is it one of those sports that anyone can play, or do you have to be a certain size? I know you mentioned lions versus lions, but is that necessarily the case?
Not necessarily. I mean, rugby is just like football, where you have multiple different shapes and sizes, where you have guys at different levels of athleticism, different levels of strength. It's more so just your willingness to play and willingness to learn about the game. I mean, overall, it's definitely a game where anybody can pick up into it. It's just where you're going to fit out on the field, not if you can pick the game up.
We have all different shapes and sizes up on set here, from Joe to Pierce. Guys, so I want to ask you, Ian, you can probably answer this question. What brought the Black Foxes to Delaware? Can you kind of tell that story?
Well, yeah, so I started playing rugby 10 years ago, and there's different forms of rugby, like sevens is the one that you typically see on TV. Union is the more traditional style of rugby that people think when they first say rugby, they're like, oh, scrum, the guys coming together. Well, league is slightly different. So I started playing for a team that's in Philadelphia called the Philadelphia Fight, and basically I played for them for 2 years. It was a great experience and all that, but as I continued to grow the game and I knew a bunch of guys in Wilmington and the surrounding area, I wanted to bring rugby to those people because I knew that we had a wealth of talent, south of Philadelphia, from Middletown, all the way to Maryland, and I wanted to bring that nucleus of players to the first state because I believe we had all the tools that we would need to bring a championship to the first state. So that's why we're here and that's why we're doing what we do.
So you collected some of the players, and of course the players before us. We'll go around the room here. Joe, what got you involved with the Delaware Black Foxes?
Well, what's ironic is I own the Baltimore Blues. It was another league team with the USRL, and I pulled them out of competition as soon as they came into competition. And that year that I got a phone call saying, hey, you're not doing anything, why don't you come out and play for the Foxes? And next thing you know, I was right back in it again. So that was 3 years ago. I've played with them ever since.
And Bill?
I played football 8 years coming up as a kid up through high school. In college, I didn't. And then when I got out, I was looking for something to do. And one of the old boys for the area union team, which is the other version of rugby we play around here, said, you'd like these guys. And I came out to a meeting and somebody said something, Smash Mouth Rugby. I said, I can get behind Smash Mouth anything, really. And then I met Ian through that, and he said, we got this summer team going. It's a little more your style, a little more football, a lot of hard-nosed running. I gave it a try, and I've been hooked for 3 or 4 years now.
Pierce?
Basically, I was playing sevens because I played sevens in high school, so it was sort of adjusting from club level rugby to men's level. So I showed up for a practice on a Wednesday one day, and I had no idea. I understood league, but I didn't have a strong understanding of the game overall. And then pretty much they threw me into the fire right away.
Sure did.
Yeah, they pretty much asked me to play rugby league for the first time on a Saturday in a game up in Rhode Island. So pretty much I had one practice before I ever played the sport. And it was just pretty much on a whim that I ended up sticking around, and I've been here ever since.
So Black Foxes, they've had a few seasons in the books, and what's the response been like for the team?
you start off, you kind of want to crawl before you walk, and then once you start walking, you're running. So I think we're in the running stage now. We've been around 3 years. As Pierce already said, he showed up on a Wednesday. 3 days later, he's on a bus going to Rhode Island. And, so the first year I think we started with, about 12 people. We grew up to about 15, 16 the next season. We continued to 20, and at this point we're getting about 17 to 23 people showing up to practice, especially on a good night and whatnot. So it's just growing. We've had communication with different people from Australia and Ireland, France, England. So we get players from all over the world. They're called imports. We'll probably touch on that a little bit more later. But the fact is that if you can get 5 guys every single season that can come in and decide they want to stick around, that's the idea. You don't want to bite off too much of the apple right away. But the growth has been great. We've been getting solid sponsors. Obviously, we've been bringing in more people from a wide range of the area. And so I think the growth is good because the biggest thing is we're retaining players rather than have 10 guys show up one season, but maybe only 2 return. And that's the key to a successful franchise.
Not a lot of turnover there. Successfully, you made the playoffs last year. The team's been improving every year. As you said, what do you guys work on this offseason that'll help you take the next step?
Joe, you want to take this one?
Oh, you're doing great.
All right, then. I'll keep on going.
You're rocking it.
I'm just on a roll. So basically, it's just, I think last year we had a lot of things that went well for us, but it's just getting back to the basics. It's like muscle memory. It's you almost Mr. Miyagi, the training. If you can do the little things well, like the passing, making sure you don't commit silly penalties and stuff like that, that's the key to success. Obviously, conditioning, as Pierce touched on earlier, that's a huge part of the sport. So the first couple of seasons, it was fundamentals and basics, how to play the ball correctly, how to properly tackle, how to get back on sides and all that. But now we're focusing more on developing our skills, making sure we don't shoot ourselves in the foot, so to speak, committing stupid penalties, and just making sure that our mental preparation is matching our physical preparation, both on the field, during match day, and off the field, in practice, or whenever you're doing something on your own solo.
Can I add a little bit to that?
Of course.
Yeah. Like you said, strong fundamentals, but another big thing that I've noticed, that I've enjoyed about our team is we keep promoting a positive culture, right? Overall, people play this, at the end of the day, you play the sport for fun, right? And every year we say, how do we have guys have fun every time we're out there? And every year we get a little better at being, feeling more like a family and having a good time. And that's what kept me coming back, because you can go to the gym by yourself. But culture, I think that's really important to advance as a squad.
And you talk about culture, one of the strongest cultures out there you're going to find with the Delaware Black Foxes, because beyond just being a rugby team, Pierce, you guys have been very heavily involved in the community. Can you kind of talk about what you've done for the Newcastle area?
We often do a lot of things based with, I think it was Alchemy.
Yeah, it's a local restaurant.
And then another thing is we're also working on trying to build under 15 team, the kids.
Yeah, so just to piggyback off of what he's talking about, we've gone to local restaurants, we've done joint events with local community organizations like Faithful Friends, like something we did a few weeks ago. We went to one of our sponsors and we also contacted Faithful Friends and said, hey, we've got an area available. Why don't you come out and bring some adoptable dogs and whatnot, and we'll come out and we'll stand with them, we'll walk them, make sure they're taken care of. So we had a good turnout for that. Eden Park is our home field, and one of the biggest selling points when we spoke to the city was saying, hey, we're going to clean this up, we're going to fix the scoreboard. They had pipes and lights that hadn't worked in, I don't know, probably 10 years, and our coach is he's an engineer, and he's very handy with different mechanical and electronic gadgets and whatnot. So he fixed the scoreboard, he fixed the plumbing, so now their pool's working. We've seen people coming out. So we don't just talk about it, like we preach it. We're out there, and every year, thank you.
They don't just walk the walk, they talk the talk.
Exactly.
We talked about what brought you guys to the Black Foxes. What about what brought you guys to rugby? With some athletes, with their sports, it's like their sport means so much to them. What has rugby done for you, and what does rugby mean for you? We'll start with you, Pierce.
Well, pretty much it like created my eventual path, because I actually decided to go to the college I currently enrolled in right now, Kutztown University. just because of rugby. I mean, when I was really young, it was more so I accidentally bought a video game when I was a kid, and it was actually a rugby video game. And I actually didn't understand that it was a completely different sport at the time until eventually I was a bit older. And ever since, I've just been hooked on the game. I mean, I eventually got into it about my sophomore year in high school, and I've been around it for the past 6-7 years. And I mean, I would say it's the majority of the people I'm associated to, friends, and virtually I consider them family at this point, are all linked to rugby. So it's mainly been the bedrock of what I would consider my future, my current place right now.
I didn't grow up around here, so when I came back from school, I was living with my dad, and I didn't have any friends. You know what I mean? So I joined the team, and then that's how I met all of my current friends. Right, the guys that I drink with, the guys that I work out with, the guys that I play rugby with. Obviously, are all from the rugby team. I mean, that's how I met my girlfriend 3 years ago.
There you go.
Yeah, wingman.
And you know, that's what keeps me involved. I like being around these people. You know.
My mom was diagnosed with breast cancer 9 years ago, about 9.5 years ago, and I was bodyguarding up in Boston. And so what happened was, I wanted to show her that I could be something. I wanted to show them, you know what I mean? So what happened was I started playing for the Boston 13s, and then from there she got really sick, and then I had to travel down this way, and the nearest team was Washington, D.C., so I ended up starting and playing for D.C. Slayers. I really didn't like the way the team ran, so I ended up starting the Baltimore Blues and ended up becoming a certified ref for the USARL. And then 3 years later, that's when the Black Foxes picked me up.
And Ian? Yeah, that's an amazing story.
So I was running track in college, and basically the very quick story is I got into it with my coach. I literally got tired of running in circles, and so I left the field. And I knew that there was a rugby team at the university that I was at, which was a very solid rugby team, national contender and whatnot. So as I'm leaving, left the track, was basically like, what am I going to do now? And one of the guys across the street was like, hey, the fast white guy, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he said, all right, well, why don't you come out and play rugby and we'll see how it goes. So that's what I did. And my dad actually played rugby. He played in the Navy. He played over in Taiwan. So as soon as I talked to the guys at the university about playing rugby, I sent him this text, and I was like, I know you've been waiting for this for 20 years, but I'm going to play rugby now. And he was all for it. So then when I moved up to Wilmington, we had the Union team, as I already spoke about, and I've had the opportunity to travel everywhere from Florida to Colorado to Ireland to Bermuda, all over the country, all over the world. And again, that's one of the reasons I wanted to start the Black Foxes, because I really enjoyed league, and I wanted to give new players that hadn't experienced the same positive experiences that I'd had. So
there you go. Delaware Black Foxes joining us once again. You start the season June 2nd against Nova. What do folks have to look forward to this upcoming year?
Oh, man, why don't you tell them, Pierce? What we got, Cat?
Oh, man. Well, Nova is mainly our biggest rival, so it's going to be a very physical and brutal game. I'd imagine there's going to be a lot of scrapes and bruises the entire contest. For anybody who doesn't understand rugby league or rugby in general, it's going to be kind of like orchestrated chaos a little bit. Everything's just going to be all over the place, but it's definitely going to be entertaining for somebody who doesn't understand the sport that well.
I'm going back to you, Pierce, for this one. What are some of the goals for this upcoming season for the Delaware Black Foxes?
Well, I would say overall just winning the majority of our games. I'd say 4 or 5 games overall out of the 6 regular season games, and then making the playoffs. And hopefully we can go further than that, and especially if we can get a few guys, more than just one guy representing the USA when it comes to the Colonial Cup versus Canada in July. So I think the big portion of it is going to be spreading the Black Fox brand, as well as being successful on the field and creating that culture.
I forgot to get to this during the interview. I'm going to get to it now. There was a play that our producer Nick Halliday offset. He wanted to talk about. Can we run the play really quick, Nick? Is that at all possible? We're going to get that queued up in a second. While we're talking about that, if viewers wish to join the Black Fox or check you guys out or buy some of these sweet T-shirts right here, where can they go and do that?
We actually have a website. It's blackfox.org or .com.
Well, it's blackfoxesrugby.com, but we have a partnership with Steamroller Rugby, which is a distributor down in Maryland. So if you go to steamrollerrugby.com, you can do the drop-down menu, and there's Black Foxes gear on there. It will say Black Foxes RFC. You can get any of the gear. Some of the stuff that we're wearing is out there. You can show up to a match at Eden Park. You can go to Lids and get one of these sweet caps. So, we're out there. So if you want some, come get some, because, we want to, like Pierce said, we want to spread the brand. That's what we're here to do. So
there you go. And you guys are on Facebook as well. All right, let's run this play really quick. Playing question. There's a kick coming up right now.
Oh, yeah.
And then, bang. So some guy just got absolutely trucked. So why, I guess explain, Nick, why is that a score? If you can break that down.
Well, in order to score in any form of rugby, you have to you have to touch the ball down onto the ground. That's actually where the term touchdown comes in football. And the idea is, if you... Yeah, I've literally seen guys run through the line and you spike the ball and be like, yeah, well, you didn't score, sorry. Or they've run out what's called the back of the try zone, same result. So basically it was in rugby, unless you get a fresh set of downs, you have 5 opportunities to score. That was the 5th tackle, the last opportunity. So luckily we had a guy that was good with his foot. He kicked the ball deep. The guy ran up, as you can see, caught and was able to touch it down. So that's basically what led up to it.
I think more than just the ball hit the ground at that point. I think, the other player did as well. The Delaware Black Foxes, guys, you've been great. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Awesome. Thank you.
They are the Delaware Black Foxes. Check them out online and on Facebook. We'll take a quick break and come back with more on 302 Sports Weekly.
Awesome.
As a military wife, I love helping our airmen and their families with financial tools to help provide financial stability.
I promise to make a positive difference in your financial life, from helping you to lower your payments to discovering ways to help you save for your children's future.
From the needs of college students and first-time auto buyers, I promise to identify and take ownership of your needs.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
As a military wife, I love helping our airmen and their families with financial tools to help provide financial stability.
I promise to make a positive difference in your financial life, from helping you to lower your payments to discovering ways to help you save for your children's future.
From the needs of college students and first-time auto buyers, I promise to identify and take ownership of your needs.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
As a military wife, I love helping our airmen and their families with financial tools to help provide financial stability.
I promise to make a positive difference in your financial life, from helping you to lower your payments to discovering ways to help you save for your children's future.
From the needs of college students and first-time auto buyers, I promise to identify and take ownership of your needs.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
As a military wife, I love helping our airmen and their families with financial tools to help provide financial stability.
I promise to make a positive difference in your financial life, from helping you to lower your payments to discovering ways to help you save for your children's future.
From the needs of college students and first-time auto buyers, I promise to identify and take ownership of your needs.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
As a military wife, I love helping our airmen and their families with financial tools to help provide financial stability.
I promise to make a positive difference in your financial life, from helping you to lower your payments to discovering ways to help you save for your children's future.
From the needs of college students and first-time auto buyers, I promise to identify and take ownership of your needs.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
As a military wife, I love helping our airmen and their families with financial tools to help provide financial stability.
I promise to make a positive difference in your financial life, from helping you to lower your payments to discovering ways to help you save for your children's future.
From the needs of college students and first-time auto buyers, I promise to identify and take ownership of your needs.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
As a military wife, I love helping our airmen and their families with financial tools to help provide financial stability.
I promise to make a positive difference in your financial life, from helping you to lower your payments to discovering ways to help you save for your children's future.
From the needs of college students and first-time auto buyers, I promise to identify and take ownership of your needs.
Local people, local decisions, Dover.
Career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create.
At every stage, we are here for you, for all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
No matter where.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com.
And welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly. Special thanks again to the Delaware Blackhawks for stopping by. Great guys, fun to talk to them about rugby, and of course catch them at Eden Park on June 2nd.
Yeah, that's definitely a sport that I'm willing to check out. I've always kind of been interested by rugby. Your brother, supposedly, he's playing down at UD, right?
Vinny the Sledge is what they call him out there for the
Sister Sledge. They call
him out there. Yeah, rugby is a sport that near and dear to my heart. So yeah, check them out at Eden Park against the Nova Eagles, big rivalry game, June 2nd for them. All right, time to get to girls soccer. Some big things around there in Division 2. Looking at the top 10, it is pretty much set. We have Tower Hill at 1, DMA at 2, Caravel at 3, Sussex Academy jumping up 2 spots to 4, Sanford jumping up 3 spots to 5 from 8, Indian River at 6, making a little bit of a slide there, Delmar staying pat at 7, number 8 is Archmere, and then 2 unranked teams slipping in, Ursuline and Wilmington Christian after a rough week for Friends and St. Mark's.
Yeah, you look at some of the scores from last week, Benny. Ursuline blanking the Auks in double overtime, 1-0. Allie Olmstead on the basketball team scored in the 97th minute as the Raiders got that upset, and then they backed up that win with a 1-0 victory over Division I Dover. That one also in double overtime, and Olmstead yet again gets the job done, this time in the 99th minute. And then our final score to really pay attention to is number 8 Sanford defeating number 3 in Division I Wilmington Charter 1-0. 8th grader Morgan Shirley scoring in the 78th minute of that one. And that's a big win for the Warriors going into the tournament, Benny.
And despite those big wins, though, from Ursuline and Sanford, neither of those teams find themselves in the top 4 for buys this week. You know, that distinction goes to Tower Hill, DMA, Sussex Academy, and Caravel, setting up first-round matchups of Friends and Sanford, Mount Pleasant, Indian River, Wilmington Christian and Archmere, Ursuline, and Delmar. Some interesting setups there.
We just got the brackets literally released 3 minutes ago. So, and Jason, I want to give Jason credit. He put these projections together and he nailed 8 of the 12 Division II spots. Wow. So, couple changes. on what we had here, but he was darn close. So we have in the first round, actually, it's going to be Friends in Archmere. Mount Pleasant Indian River is correct. Wilmington Christian and Sussex Academy. And then Ursuline and Delmar are also correct for your first round games.
There you have it. And then the top 4 are...
it would be Tower Hill, DMA, and then 3 is Caravel, they slide up. And Sanford moves into the 4th spot because Sussex Academy lost yesterday.
Yes, and I put them together last week,
Yeah,
so it didn't
right
reflect any of the games. So a couple of those teams went up and down, but I think I nailed all 12 teams that are actually
You got all 12 teams.
That's impressive. So let's jump. Well, that's what he is our bracketologist,
There you go.
so to speak.
Yeah.
But let's hop right in. Let's talk about this. Top 4 seeds. Any surprises? Is Sanford that surprise team, Jay?
Well, Sanford, I had a stretch where they lost 3 in a row, and were not. I mean, they dropped out of the top 10. They made a run, and that win against Wilmington Charter, which was not included in my projections,
Right.
bumped them up from 5 to 4 and gets them that first round bye. The other 3 were slam dunks. I mean, we knew Tower Hill, DMA, and Caravel were going to get in there because of strength of schedule and the way they have won on the field. So Sanford would be my surprise there.
That was a very impressive top 4 there. Impressive job by Jason to pick those. So finals, obviously, coming after this tournament as we work our way towards the finals. What potential matchup do you see in the finals? What are the top 2 teams you think they're going to
In the final? We're skipping ahead to the final. I'm good with that. I saw Tower Hill yesterday, and I was very, very impressed by Tower Hill. Great team. They got a lot of goal scorers on that team.
To beat.
They gave up 2 goals to Ursuline. It's the only game all season they gave up more than 1 goal. Wow. They had 8 shutout wins. Excuse me. So I love Tower Hill. They were in the final last year against Caravel. When you got Sidney Keldon goal, you're in good shape. Also, DMA, very good team.
Sneeze on set. Sorry,
DMA is also they're all good teams. I don't want to say that somebody's not a good team, but I like Tower Hill. And the 4th seed is Sanford, so you're looking at a DMA Caravel if the seeds hold in the semifinal. But I kind of like Tower, and then do that 2 or 3 seed to get through there.
Interesting stuff there, Mike. We moved to Division 1, the top 10 there. Padua, Caesar, Rodney, Wilmington Charter, 1 through 3. That goes Chalk. Appoquinimink jumping up a spot to 4. Sussex Academy flip-flop 4-5. And then Middletown, Cape Henlope, and William Penn staying pat at 6, 7, 8. Number 9 is the unranked Polytech with number 10 slipping up a spot at 7 and 6. Dover squad there. Smyrna falling out after last week.
Yeah, and you look at it, Benny, the brackets for this have been revealed, and Mike actually has the official seedings. What we got over here, Mike?
So again, Jason nailed 5 of the 8 seeds, and I believe he nailed all 8 teams. So number 8 is Cape Henlope. They're going to be playing Padua. William Penn is a 7. They're going to play CR. And Sussex Tech is at 6. They'll play Wilmington Charter, and then 5 and 4 is correct.
Unbelievable, which is Appoquinimink and Middletown are the 5 versus 4 matchup. Appo Middletown match. It'll be the best opening round match if you look at it. Evenly matched teams. They played earlier this year. Appo beat Middletown 3-2 back in April on the 23rd. What did the defending champs have to do to get by the Jags? And does this winner have that clear path to take on maybe Padua?
Yeah, it's Appo won that game, but Middletown, in order to beat Appo, they're going to need the strong play from Taylor Wolf, the goalkeeper, because Appo just scores a lot of goals. And Middletown scored a lot of goals this year too, but Appoquinimink has the firepower. I think Taylor Wolf needs to stop some of those Appo shots in order for Appo, for Middletown to beat Appo. And then your reward is, okay, you got to go play top seed Padua. If Padua gets by Cape Henlope. So it's not going to be an easy task for either one of those teams, especially if it's Middletown, because Padua knows that they lost to Middletown in the championship game last year. That's a little revenge on their minds. So that's going to be a tough second round matchup for either Appo or Middletown.
Mike, give me a matchup you're most looking forward to, and before we had to break.
Well, I'm going to go with another first-round matchup. I may have actually changed, so that's scrapped. I like should they meet in the semis, number 1 and number 4, Middletown and Padua. Rematch from last year. Jason mentioned Padua, trust me, they have not forgotten what happened last year in Smyrna. Middletown scored early, and then Padua just struggled on offense. They played well, just couldn't finish. And a backup goalkeeper, after Wolf got hurt, came in and shut them down. And I think Padua has been waiting for this game since last June, and that'd be a game that would be a lot of fun to watch.
Well, that's your look at soccer, Division I, Division II, and we will bring that to you next week with some updates there on 302 Sports Weekly. Softball coming up next after the break.
Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create.
In life, at every stage, we are here for you, for all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
And welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly. Benny Pennell alongside Burt Reynolds. Call him Burt Reynolds.
Tom Selleck, Magnum PA instead of Magnum PI.
It's an all-time mustache right there.
We got softball to talk about right now. Saturday, May 19th is when we'll see these brackets come out. We have Caravel versus Milford, Sussex Central versus St. George. We actually have them out right now. We'll see these unfold, I should say, May 19th.
Yep.
As the brackets flash on the screen. Apple, Mount Pleasant, and Newark Charter versus Delmar. Some thoughts on these games there, Mike? Some interesting matchups.
On the first round games.
Correct.
So I like in the first round.
That top part. You got Caravel, Milford, Sussex, and St. George's.
Let me get my head back in the game here. Apple Mount Pleasant is the game I'm looking forward to the most in that one. They played a month ago or so at Mount Pleasant, 1-0 game. Apple since then, for that, a fantastic season. They had the one loss. Their pitcher got hurt, so they've been going with a more of a committee. But Autumn Gentry has come in and done a great job pitching for the Jags. They got big bats. Mount Pleasant, we mentioned her before. Tegan Bradley, a great pitcher, and they got some sticks on that team. It was only 1-0 last time. I expect a few more runs, but that to me is the game of the first round in that top bracket.
Jay, I love myself some sleep. I'm not gonna lie. Is there a sleeper in this top part of the bracket at all?
Yeah, and you're all gonna laugh at me, but I'm going Delmar. 12 seed Delmar.
Well, they've been there.
They've been in the championship game last year. They were the preseason -- 1 team. Had a tough regular season, if you want to call that, at 11-7. I think they beat Newark Charter in the regular season, one of Newark Charter's 3 losses. So, to me, Delmar is the sleeper of that top half of the draw.
Don't snooze. Don't hit the snooze button, Ben.
Do not hit the snooze button on Delmar, apparently. Looking at the bottom half of the bracket, you see Smyrna Polytech, Indian River and Lake Forest there, Mike, DMA Padua, and Sussex Tech versus Wilmington Charter. What are your thoughts on the bottom half of the bracket?
Well, I haven't seen Smyrna, but I know that they were a darn good team. They beat DMA yesterday 2-1. I think they are a legit number 2, and it'd be interesting to see them. What I noticed also is there's out of those 8 teams, 5 of them are down below the canal. 10 of the 16 teams in the tournament from below the canal, so we know they take their softball pretty seriously down there. But I'd like to see Smyrna. I'm unfortunately not getting a chance to see them play. The game I like, however, Indian River Lake Forest, Henlopen South. I know the 12 and 6 throw the records out. These are conference rivals, and that will be a dogfight at Indian River on Saturday at 11. If you're in Sussex County and you want to go watch some good softball.
You know, another intriguing matchup is a team that has really stepped on the scene this year in DMA. They're the number 3 seed, and their first round matchup is tough. I mean, Padua as a 14 seed, I mean, they're usually a pretty darn good program. Does Padua have, you know, maybe a late season run on them, or is DMA now that team?
Well, they played the regular season. DMA eked out a 8-7 win over Padua.
Right.
Padua can score this year. Problem with Padua this year is they have 2 freshman pitchers.
Yeah, young youth.
So they graduated their pitcher last year, who's pitching up at Shippensburg University. So they've given up a lot of runs this year, and that DMA team can hit. But Padua can also hit. They scored 7 runs against a good DMA pitcher last time. Key with DMA is they had a couple, their 2 best players got injured midway through the year.
That's big.
For the season. So they struggled a little bit coming down the stretch. How can I say struggled? They've lost 3 games.
Yeah.
But if they're not at full strength,
the same team.
Right. So I think DMA Padua could be a really good game. It was in the regular season. I think the difference, though, is the Padua inexperience at the mound, I think, will give DMA the victory in this one.
We'll see if the Pandas can channel some Panda power there. Mike, I'm gonna beat Pat to the punch with a sleeper pun. Break out the Tempur-Pedic. Who's the sleeper in the bottom half of the bracket?
Bottom half of the bracket, if I had to go with the sleeper, it would probably be Indian River. Experienced team. I think they can get a little bit of a roll. They're playing that tough Henlopen South. There's a lot of good teams in there. Wilmington Charter struggled a little bit late in the season. But I'd say don't sleep on Indian River. Watch the Indians.
That's it.
Team.
Only at Mattress Giant.
Sponsored by Sleepies. All right, 302 Sports will be back with baseball coming up in a little bit after the break.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust. Welcome back. I am Magnum PA, not Magnum PI, and welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly. We'll jump right into baseball here, Benny. You're going to see the top 10s flash up on your screen. Not much changing in our top 10s this year. One team that did fall out, though, Salesianum falling out, allowing the Auks of Archmere to jump in at number 10. Friends moving up from 10 to 9. And then the only other changes are Apo falling or moving up from number 9 to number 6, and then Hotson moving up from 6 to 5. So familiar teams there, just different seedings, and any reason because of that is some things that happened last week.
Yeah, number 8 DMA. They were at Hodgson coming up this week. Look at the games upcoming this week. It's all good. DMA will be at Hodgson tomorrow. Cape Henlopen will host St. Mark's. Conrad will face St. George's Tech. That'll be on Saturday, and that's a Frawley Stadium game on 302 Sports. Pat, if you're going to make a mustache joke during baseball, you got to talk about Donnie Baseball, man. You're Don Mattingly in full effect.
Or Tom Selleck, who's Mr. Baseball.
Mr. Baseball.
Mr. Baseball. There you go. You one up me there. Time to look at the state tournament time. If the unofficial rankings are out today, or if the unofficial rankings became official today, we're seeing William Penn at number 1, Mike, Caravel, St. Mark's, Hodgson, Cape, Apo, and Friends.
This was as if this was if the tournament started on Cinco de Mayo, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked about William Penn before, and They have Inslee and Wilkerson, the pitchers. They just keep winning. They keep winning and winning. They lost to St. George's this year. They lost to, I believe, Sussex Tech was the other team that beat them, if I'm not mistaken. And they have not lost since sometime in mid-April. They're really, really good. And that Flight A baseball, that's no joke. I mean, you got teams like Appo, Middletown, Concord, Hodgson, and St. George's. That's a legit conference for baseball. William Penn is not beating, the Little Sisters of the Poor. Although I hear the Little Sisters have a good team this year. William Penn is beating some legitimate teams. They are good. So, yeah, William Penn deserves to be number 1 seed, and they are really, really good.
Jay, they've expanded the tournament this year, obviously, to 24 teams, allowing more teams to maybe, make a push into that, second, third round or so. Is there any team that, maybe nobody is seeing right now as far as a legit threat, or maybe it was a team that we had high hopes for and it just haven't been as good as maybe, and now their seeding is putting them down low? Is there anyone in that lower half of the bracket that could make a jump into Frawley Stadium maybe from one of these opening round games?
Newark Charter. Newark Charter started the year 1-5. They became eligible for the tournament. They won their 9th game the other day. Won 8 of their last 9 games.
That's impressive.
They're on a roll. They have the strength of schedule now that they've reached that magical number of 9 wins and eligible for the tournament. They'll be in. And they're a team that I think can pull off some upsets because they played that strength of schedule, and they played. Listen to some teams they beat this year: Sally's, St. Elizabeth's, Archmere, all teams in our top 10 at one point or the other during the season. So I think they're the team to watch out for.
Newark Charter laying the roadmap on how to build the baseball program fairly quickly. They've seen their success. Reminder, upcoming games this week, all 302 sports games. Hodgson hosting DMA St. Mark's at Cape Henlopen, and the Frawley Stadium games on Saturday, Conrad versus St. George's Tech. Grand finale is around the corner, folks. Stay tuned to 302 Sports Weekly.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com. Hooters of Newark is located at 136 Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware. Come in day or night to watch your favorite teams and sports on our many TVs. It's a great, fun-filled environment that is kid-friendly. Our craveable food menu has all the appetizers, burgers, salads, tacos, seafood, you name it, as well as our world-famous Hooters wings, which are the official wings of 302sports.com.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley: cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
Grand finale time here on 302 Sports Weekly. Benny Pinella, Pat Garanes, and we're starting off with Virginia Wesleyan. We're going to check out our girl, Caesar Rodney's own Cassidy Howard, who continues her dominance this season at the plate in her final year. The senior holds a team-high .432 batting average and is posting a conference-high 49 RBIs.
Yeah, she ends up getting an all-conference nod there. Moving right along to Newman, they had 9 players on their softball team get all-conference honors. 2 of them, Kirsten Fowlers of Padua and Jen Siminski of Caravelle, named first team all-conference for them. Fowlers batted .491, 15 hits, 13 doubles, 5 triples, 3 home runs. Impressive performance. Siminski was 10-6 on the year with a .276 ERA with 80 strikeouts. So congrats to them.
Moving on to Salisbury softball, Sammy Mumford from Indian River, freshman sensation, earning all CAC honors batting .409, 7 doubles, 19 runs batted in 41 games this year for the youngster.
We're going to go down to Salisbury, check in with Wes Whitlock, who used to play at Middletown, and he helped clinch conference title with his first save of the year as Casey Winters flied out in that game to final that one. So congrats to Whitlock earning his first save in a big moment.
There you go. Katie Sterling from St. George's earned her third straight MAC Commonwealth First Team recognition for Widener University softball. She's repping it, .429 batting average, 33 RBIs, both career highs for her.
Let's head in and talk about some Goldie Beacom baseball team. Made an appearance in the CACC tournament. We had them on at Frawley Stadium a couple weeks back. Well, let's update you on how that went. First conference tournament game in school history. Unfortunately, they took an 8-3 loss at Post in that first round game. It ends an incredible year for the Lightning, who are in their second year of existence in their reincarnation as a baseball program. Went 17-15 in conference, and just an outstanding season for them overall. Freshman Trevor Jump of Mount Pleasant was named to the second team all-conference in the CACC. Fantastic year for him, 3.56 ERA, so good job for him.
There you go, lots to look forward to there. Pat, a lot to look forward to with your St. Elizabeth's Vikings, new head coach, Marvin Dooley. Congratulations.
How about that, right? Impressive. He's taking the head football coaching job and
the athletic director
job. So I think things are going to turn around for St. E's. I think he's a good guy for the job.
And big congratulations go out to Marvin Dooley once again. Moving over to Wesley baseball, Alex Maris from William Penn was named the CAC Pitcher of the Week for the second time this season. Had a career best 14 strikeouts and 9 innings of work against Christopher Newport on Saturday. He is 6th in the CACC with strikeouts, and he collected the CACC Pitcher of the Week back on April 4th. So yeah, it's twice this season, as I said, and a fantastic year for Mr. Maris.
Yeah, we're moving on to Wesley softball. Brandy Dalius of Polytech named first team all-conference this season. It was her first season at Wesley, and she batted with a .759 slugging percentage, which was third in the conference. Also had 6 home runs and a .405 batting average. Fantastic job for her, and congrats on her all-conference nod, first team.
Moving over to Blue Hen baseball, Chris Ludman of St. Mark's earned his first CAA Rookie of the Week selection after throwing 6 one-run innings in Sunday's 6-4 victory over William & Mary. And Kyle Hinton earned his, from Salesianum, earned his first CAA Pitcher of the Week award after the A's threw a 2-hitter, a complete game shutout in the Blue Hen's 6-0 victory over William & Mary. So a couple of good pitching performances for University of Delaware.
Yeah, Hinton, of course, pitched him into the College World Series last year. I remember that one. Let's move on. WilMU baseball. 9 student athletes, that ties a program record, were selected on the All-CACC team. It's just absolutely incredible. Ties the 2013 team at WilMU. They won, including these Delaware players that were of first team: Max Carney of Concord, Sean Dealey of Archmere, and Justin Mears of Sussex Central. As far as the second team, you look at Kendall Small of Dover and Zach Rumford of Salesianum, highlighting the Delaware kids in those 9 bunch. Conference title goes to the Wildcats. They end up getting a big win the other day, 8-3, to win their conference over Felician. They will move on to, I believe, the regionals are up next. The CACC All-Tournament team, a couple Delaware guys included there. Kendall Small of Dover, Dakota Graham of Dover, Nick Grant of Milford. Nick Grant was also named tournament MVP. They get that, there it is, automatic berth at Division II East Regional Tournament. They will face an East Coast champion and reigning East Regional Tournament champion, number 2 seed St. Thomas Aquinas, in the first round this Thursday, 2 p.m. It is hosted up in New Haven University in Pleasantville, New York. So best of luck to those guys.
There you go. A couple of pro players we got to mention. Let's go back and forth on this one, Pat. I know you want to get a couple of these guys' names in. Quadri Henderson from AI.
Former guest.
Former guest. Big time there. He's now the official NFL player with the Pittsburgh Steelers as a non-drafted free agent. So congratulations to him.
Yeah, a guy that you watched a lot down at University of Delaware, Bilal Nichols of Hodson and University of Delaware, selected by the Chicago Bears, 145th pick this year. So congrats to Bilal. Best of luck.
There you go. A lot of talk about him. They said they reached for him. They're getting a hell of a player right there, Bilal Nichols. And Brian O'Neill a guy that I believe played football with my brother way back when. He is a Salesian alum and is now a Minnesota Viking. I wish another team picked him.
Foles.
Let's remember that. 62nd overall in the second round of the NFL draft. All right, players of the week. Got co-players of the week. We got Samantha Carbonera, the junior from St. George's Tech, a dominant effort as the Hawks won 3 games last week, including beating 2 top 10 teams. She went 2 for 4 with a home run. Was the winning pitcher as the Hawks beat top-ranked Appoquinimink 7-6. She also homered in a win over Delmarva Christian, and she held the 6th-ranked Mount Pleasant to 3 runs on 5 hits. Also, Abby Cates, the sophomore from Archmere Track and Field, set a new school record in the high jump, clearing 5 feet 5 inches in the Newcastle County Championship last week.
Let's go. And then boys, we got 2 more co-players of the week. Crew Bolden, junior of Appoquinimink, huge week, 3 for 4 with a double, home run, 3 runs, and 5 RBIs in a 16-2 win over St. George's Tech. And Matt Hines, the senior from St. Mark's, broke a 43-year-old record at the school with the triple jump, 46 feet 2 inches. The record was held by former NFL player Steve Watson. And you can catch those track championships this Saturday morning, 9 a.m. on the NFHS Network, powered by us here at 302 Sports. Benny, before we move on to our top plays and the grand finale, we got to bring in Twitter Nick here to talk about the Twitter poll results that we put on Twitter earlier today. A lot of votes came through, and Nick, what do you got for us, man?
All right, so we had 2 Twitter poll questions today. Our first was regarding this week's Spotlight Baseball Game of the Week, and that was St. Mark's at Cape. And we have 130 votes just today, and right now it's St. Mark's 59%, Cape 41%. Wow. So public going with the 4 seed over the 1 seed there, and then this one is going to be stretched out over a couple weeks. It's who's going to be the Delaware softball champion at the end of it, and we listed Caravel, Smyrna, Appo, and other as a 4th choice, and 36% other right now. That's the leading. So other leading there. Appo 17, Smyrna 30, and the number 1 seed Caravel just 17. So there's some of your poll questions for this week.
There you have it.
One, the only Twitter, Nick, there at 302 Sports is where you can vote. Remember, live stream for DNA Hodgson, St. Mark's Cape, and Conrad versus St. George's Tech. 3 baseball games you can find on 302 Sports. All right, you want to move on to our top 5 plays of the week?
Let's move right on to the top 5 plays of the week. Let's see. Hold on while I bring it up on my screen real fast here, Nick Halliday. Man, not ready yet. Not ready yet. So, give me some filler, Benny, while I get this thing flared up.
We want to say special thanks again to the Delaware Black Foxes for hanging out with us on set. Catch them June 2nd in their game against the Nova Eagles. And, of course, check them out on their website.
There we go.
And buy some of their 6 shirts.
Here he comes to save the day. Benny Pinella giving me some filler. Here we rock. We're ready to rock now. Number 5. It's Nick Mannigan and Jared Wagenhofer, one of the dynamic duo of CR. Look at this goal. Patience. 5-hole. 5-hole on that shot.
Also, that's a top 5 name right there, Wagenhofer.
Jared Wagenhofer. It's fantastic, dude. Catch him at Rutgers next year.
Another great name, Noah Longest. This is a fantastic name, but fantastic play as well. Look at this. Bang. That's the 3-point fadeaway dunk. Is that what we call that in lacrosse?
It was a great move. So, CR all over the place here. Number 3, it's Olivia Smith. Watch this triple. Boom, the old slap hit there, and that thing goes a while. Rolling to the fence. They didn't give her enough respect there. And you see her rounding third and then scoring on the error. This one wins the game.
Walk off on an error.
How about that? Unbelievable.
It was always stunk. Abby McCann. This is an impressive play for Miss McCann. Fly ball. She comes out of nowhere to snag this one.
That's a fantastic effort. Getting the pants a little dirty on that one.
You gotta have a glove.
And number 1, Logan Falconetti.
Another all-name team here.
Watch this. In the air, somehow scoops it behind the back, off the ground goal. That's unbelievable. Look at this. Let's watch this slow-mo replay.
I was not lost.
Are you kidding me?
That's straight instinct.
Are you kidding me? Like, how do you can't stop that, man. You can't stop that. We're going to have to send that in ESPN.
That is straight instinct right there for Mr. Falconetti. And the all-name team there for Mr. Falconetti. All right, special thanks to everyone for coming out for the show. Again, the Delaware Black Foxes. Before we go, we want to end with our thoughts and prayers to Wesley University and their football team for the loss of their head coach this week, Mike Trask. So we will end 302 Sports this week with a moment of silence for Mike Trask and keeping him and his family in our thoughts and prayers.
Thank you.